Cities around the world, including Ottawa, have brought in nightlife commissioners. It's a role meant to establish and shape a city's party scene. Given that Vancouver was unofficially coined No Fun City many years ago, partly due to its complaints over its lack of nightlife, we're now joined by Noor Ghazal to take a look at what this city's nightlife perhaps needs. She's a co-founder of Centaur Productions, and you're also on the city's Arts and Culture Advisory Committee.
Yes, that's right.
We appreciate you coming in. Do you think Vancouver still deserves that label, No Fun City?
I think yes and no. I think there's a huge push now to revive it. That's what we're seeing. But I think the main problem is that the nightlife is not reflective of the demographics of the city anymore. Population that is mainly from minority communities. And then half the population are not native English speakers. So if you have an entertainment scene that is not reflective of that, the nightlife is going to take a hit.
So what would be the ways that you would want to shape the nightlife in the city now?
Definitely to make more space and to have a lot more efforts in the nighttime economy. I think what Ottawa is doing is great. Ottawa notoriously also is a no-fun city.
We've heard that before.
Yeah, and I think Vancouver has so much potential. There's so much talent here. It's just we really need to put our focus on the nightlife because there's a strong need for it and strong hunger as well. That's what we're seeing a lot from our own events.
We know that Granville Street is known as a lot of the party place. Would there be other areas that you would target specifically?
Honestly, there's so many amazing neighborhoods now with so much potential. I mean, even like Strathcona, we're seeing a lot of potential there. I mean, Commercial Drive. Honestly, any neighborhood can use a good nightlife because people are moving to so many, I mean, even outside of the main kind of core, there's a lot of demand for nightlife, yeah.
What sort of events do you put on with Centaur Productions? And if it's in the city, what are some of the challenges you're running into?
So the kind of events we do are mostly club events with the DJs, live performers, musicians, shows. So we're not married to just the music, but that's where our love is. We do a lot of we bring a lot of global talent, but we also try to focus on the local artists. And I think that's actually where a lot of the problem is, and that's maybe where we need more support. We're finding that when the annual income, the average income for a musician is $18,000 a year in Vancouver, which is crazy for the city, people don't have time to hone their craft and to focus on the things they love, like music. And so we're finding there's a lack of support for the local artists here. So. Yeah.
And lastly, if somebody was to want to set up something more nightlife in the neighborhood, how do you balance that off with perhaps concerns from neighbors who would be concerned about noise or traffic or something like that?
Yeah, that's tough. I know. I mean, I think having like a designated kind of like nightlife district helps a lot. But I think as the city continues to grow, which it is, I mean, we're expected to hit like 4 million by 2050. That's insane. I think
region-wide.
Yeah, like that's in Metro Vancouver. Like I mean, the reality is that people need these spaces, and we're gonna have to have these things. But I think we can contain it to some extent. It doesn't have to be in quiet, like family neighborhoods, of course. Yeah.
A work in progress. Noor Ghazal, we really appreciate your time and your insights. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.